Now, you've probably heard about folks like Wyatt Earp, Jesse James, Doc Holliday, and Wild Bill Hickok. Legends of the frontier whose stories are known all over the world. The Old West is full of tales about courageous men and women who helped shape the country. But this isn't another tall tale about some make-believe pistol-packing paragon of justice wandering the territory looking for another wrong to right. No, the story you're about to hear is about three men who are by no means saints, but often found themselves in aid of those who could not stand up for themselves. Brave and often ruthless men who traversed the territories, leaving a trail of death in their wake. This is the story of three brothers. This is the legend of the Brothers Floater.
I would just like to voice my objection to this one more time.
For fuck's sake.
We just spent a month moving the largest herd of cattle ever seen by men, and at the same time, we managed to bring down the most ruthless bunch of cattle rustlers in the territory, earning ourselves a very hefty monetary compensation in the process.
He's using the big words again, Phil.
No.
All I'm saying is that we could have been having ourselves a nice peaceful rest someplace where they got whiskey and women instead of riding off to help Maggie again. I mean, it ain't like she don't have a mess of guns working for her.
As I have explained to you on several occasions now, while it is true that Maggie has herself a small army of folk working for her, she don't have the best. That's us.
He's right, Fart. Ain't many men out there who'd be able to kill 4 men with a single bullet.
It really was a once-in-a-lifetime shot. They were just lined up so perfect. Damn if that wasn't a beautiful shot.
So if Maggie's asking for our help, then it's something serious. Something too big for her to handle on her own. And she pays well.
Now, there were loads of ways that someone could make their fortune in the Old West. Raising livestock, opening a shop, or politics, or a few good legitimate ways, of course. Mining for gold or silver, but those were often risky and seldom paid off. Then there were the less than legal methods. Thieving, shining, and of course, politics. Now, the last time we was all together, you may recall that the Brothers Floater had spent time in Armadillo, where Phrank met and fell in love with a woman who turned out to be a member of a notorious crime family. After a rather intense shootout, in the month that followed, the brothers helped out an old friend move his herd for sale, and upon finishing, received an invitation from their old friend and benefactor, Maggie Wallace, to come and help her with her shine business. Knowing Maggie's fondness for Phrank, Phil, the eldest brother, felt it would be good to help their old friend in the hopes that it might lift his younger brother's spirits a bit.
You think we might talk her into throwing in a couple of jugs of her special shine our way?
That all depends.
Depends on what?
How big the job is, how quick we get the work done, and how generous she's feeling when we do so.
Don't worry, Fart. I bet I can talk her into a few bottles when it's all done.
Well then, I suppose it's worth it to go help her out. No one does shine quite like Maggie.
Of course it's worth it.
So what's our other reason?
What?
You said there were 2 reasons to go helping Maggie. What's the other one?
Right. Well, I think Phrank here could do with having someone doting on him for a bit.
I told you I was fine.
Of course you are. Well, ain't nothing wrong with Phrank. He's always snapping at us and threatening violence on poor innocent folk who are just trying to get by.
Just like it's normal for him to get completely shit-faced and pick fights with a herd of cattle in the dead of night.
That wasn't me!
Of course it wasn't, little brother. And it wasn't you who spent a whole morning in the saddle wearing nothing but your guns and boots.
Singing that song about smoking peace pipes with natives.
Right. Obviously that wasn't you because you're just fine. All the same, I think a visit with Maggie will do you some good.
Ain't nothing I like about either of you two right now.
I'd turn around and head back the way you came if you don't want to be pissing lead.
Oh, as far as threats go, that's a new one to me.
You're right. I don't think I've ever heard that one before.
I've heard it. It's pretty funny when you think about it. You know, pissing lead.
Funny ain't the word I'd use. Landon! Landon White! That you hiding up there?
Phil? Phil Floater? Is that really you?
Landon! Well, goddamn, it's been a while.
It sure as shit has. Come on up.
Hey, Phil, you recall Maggie ever setting out guards before?
She never needed to. That woman had the ears of a fox and the reflexes of a jackrabbit.
Temper of a feral badger.
That feels too nice. Point is, Maggie would have taken the head off any damn fool stupid enough to come sniffing around her operation. Then she'd shoot him with that goddamn shotgun.
I suspect things might be a little worse than what she initially wrote us about.
I reckon you might be right.
Well, if you three ain't a sight for sore eyes. Maggie said you might be coming this way soon. She'll be over the moon to see you fellas. Phil, how are you?
Just fine. How about yourself?
I took a bullet in the leg a few months back. I'm healed just fine, but now my leg hurts when it rains.
Well, stick me in butter and call me Sunshine. Is that the fucking Floater Brothers I see?
Irene!
Irene! How the hell are you, girl?
I can't complain. Fart! Good to see you. How are you, you crazy scoundrel?
Just fine and dandy, Miss Irene. Thank you for asking.
Frank, good to see you again.
It's good to be seen.
I'll be a son of a bitch. The good Lord's finally seen fit to answer our prayers. The Floater Brothers have finally arrived. Ha 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 ha! Maggie was right all along. We just had to be patient. How are you, boys?
What the fuck are you doing here? Lyndon, what the fuck is this shitheel doing here?
I distinctly recall threatening to kill you if and we ever saw you again.
I know, but things are different now. Maggie and I came to an agreement. We work with her now.
You work for Miss Maggie.
Semantics. Point is, we're together now and had a lot of financial success, at least up until recently, which is why you're here.
The hell you mean?
I don't know if you're aware. There's been a lot more regulators in this territory, and it's damn near impossible to make, much less sell, spirits. We've been losing clients left and right, and we've had 3 or 4 of our sites burned to the ground in the last month.
Miss Maggie's sure we got 'em all somewhere. Those sites was well hidden.
I seem to recall you talking about them all last time we was up this way. Why didn't she look into it then?
Wasn't they giving out schedules to this piece of shit? No offense.
None taken. Yeah. Yes, sir. There was someone feeding me shipment information, but then I started working with Maggie.
Working for Maggie.
With Maggie. I told her who'd been scheming with me.
Maggie rained holy hell down on the treacherous son of a bitch.
I still have nightmares about what she did to that poor boy. Whoever's tipping off those regulators is new and is smart, too. Maggie's at her wit's end trying to find out who it is.
Come on in, fellas. Take a load off and have a drink while I fill you in on what's been happening while we wait for Maggie to get back.
Well, it's about fucking time. What the fuck took so long? Did you let Fart have the map or something? I was beginning to think I might have to put out a bounty on you lazy shitheels.
It's really nice to see you again, Miss Maggie.
Shut the fuck up, Fart. I've taken shits more useful than you. And you, Philip.
I didn't say shit.
You're as irritating as poison ivy on my ass. Goddamn waste of the air, the paria.
Wow. That's about the nicest thing you've ever said to me. Are you getting soft in your old age?
Don't you dare fucking start with me, Philip. Francis. Oh, it's good to see you, my boy. You're still looking thin. I don't like to see it. Oh, it does my heart a wonder to see you here again. Are you hungry? I can cook you up a nice juicy steak if you like.
Sounds tempting, but I think I'm all right.
Are you sure? It's no trouble.
I wouldn't mind,
Say one more word and you'll get 2 barrels of buckshot to chew on, Fart.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
And what the fuck are you doing sitting here with your boots up like some kind of man of leisure? Ain't you supposed to be out there keeping watch so no regulators come sneaking up here?
I was just telling the boys here about what's been happening and...
Rufus, if you don't get your skinny gnarled ass outside, I'll take great pleasure in shoving a red-hot fire poker up your ass and stirring until the stew's done.
Right. Well, best get back to it. Maggie, glad you're safe.
Get the hell out of here!
Yes, my sweet. Are you and Rufus?
Utter one more syllable and I'll strap you to a tree and skin you alive with this here rusty blade, Philip.
Maggie, I don't want to stick my nose in your personal affairs, but are you and Rufus involved?
In a manner of speaking. After you boys helped me the last time, Rufus and I came to an understanding. He didn't have the means to keep his territory, so he sold it to me and agreed to stay on and help me distribute. Well, Rufus is a persistent bastard. And to be honest, a woman does like to be wooed every now and again.
Congratulations.
I will tear your tongue out, grease it, fry it, shove it in your ass, Bartholomew.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
For fuck's sake, Maggie. You asked us to come all this way. Can you just tell us what's been going on?
I swear to Christ, Philip.
Maggie! Now, I don't mean no offense, but we're just wasting time here. Now, I know how much you enjoy beating the ever-loving hell out of my brothers with your words and all, but we got the impression that things was pretty serious here, so why don't we just cut out all the pleasantries and get down to it?
Francis, you've never snapped at me like that before. Are you all right?
I think I need some air. Excuse me.
What's wrong with him? Did someone shoot his horse? Did one of you two idiots do something to this poor boy?
We didn't do nothing to him. Honest.
It's really a long story, and I'm sure Phrank can fill you in later. In the meantime, why don't we do like he said? Now, Rufus just got done telling us that you've had 3 stills discovered and burned in just the last month.
Yeah, trouble really started a few weeks after you was here last. The new governor decided he wanted his territory to be a shining example of progress, which of course meant another hypocritical fucker trying to prove he was sent by God himself to ruin people's livelihoods. Anyway, we started seeing a dramatic increase in lawmen, especially regulators. And that's it. So I'm basically left with 2 options. Stay and fight and ultimately get wiped out, or move territories and start over.
Sounds like moving's the better option.
Part of me wants to wait for them bastards to come up that hill and rip them apart with my bare hands. But I know how it'll end. And to be honest, I don't fancy going to my final rest just yet.
Wise choice. And I know it took time to build your little empire here, but with everything you've learned and the bones of the operation already in place, you'll be the top dog in no time.
Any thoughts on where you want to go?
Rufus wants to head north, but I'm getting too old to be that cold all the time. I'm thinking south. I heard there's money to be made supplying the riverboats. Maybe I could get in good with some of the captains.
That's smart. A lot of them captains can be bought pretty cheap, and you'd have your distribution problem handled. Not to mention they're essentially floating saloons.
Exactly.
Phil, you remember that time we rode with Jim Parrish?
Yeah.
Before he died, didn't he have a bunch of cabins along the Mississippi where he used to hide goods?
Hey, that's right. We hid out in one of them cabins for like 2 weeks, and they were all really well hidden. And there's loads of spots up and down the river someone could hide their stills.
That's not a bad idea, little brother. What I remember, the one we hid in was well isolated right on the river.
The only thing you might have to deal with is gators. But you're tougher than them sorry lizards anyway.
If you kill enough of them, you can start a legitimate business making boots and such with their skins.
I think I've got my hands pretty full with just one operation. And being as I don't have any other good choices, I think this'll do just fine. I'll give the word to start packing things up, and then you can lead me down to this new spot of yours.
You still got a mole problem.
I know. And that's what you're here for, Philip. The way I heard it was that you got some way to see the truth in people's heart. Well, I want you to find this piece of shit and bring him to me. I aim to make sure no one ever thinks to betray me again.
Did it just get fucking colder in here?
A little. It's going to take time, Maggie. Your operation's pretty spread out.
Well, don't you worry about that. Since I'm uprooting, I'll bring everyone here. Give them the option if they want to come along and help me build something even bigger. Once they're all here, have ourselves a little celebration, some music, drinking, and cards. You can suss out the son of a bitch then, I reckon.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, you'd best be doing better than that.
Why don't you get your word out to your people? In the meantime, we can get started on getting you packed for the trip. I think we're going to need a few wagons that can hide some of the things you'll be taking, just in case we run into any regulators on the way.
I'll send Rufus and Lyndon out to get some supplies. Best I send Irene with them, lest they get into some trouble on their own. Now that that's settled, I'm going to fix you that steak for supper. I suppose I can add a few potatoes for your worthless goddamn kin. Francis? Why are you sitting out here all on your own for? There's plenty of good food and shine inside.
I'm just fine out here, Maggie, thank you.
I suppose you feel like nothing's ever going to be right again. Not since you died, anyways.
What?
Your dull as dishwater brother told me you had a bit of a heartbreak. I'm so sorry, sweet boy. What was her name?
Maggie, I don't really...
Want to talk about it? Yeah, I know you don't. But believe it or not, talking helps. Gets all them hurtful feelings out so they don't rot you from the inside.
Phil's been saying the same thing for like a month. Yet he never talks about what's eating him.
And look how he turned out. Your brother's about as wound up as a bull with crotch rot. About as ornery, too. You want to end up like him? All pissy and mean and ill-tempered like? Phil's so angry he'd fight a rattler and give him the first bite. But despite his many, many, many flaws, he does care about you a lot. Both of them bottom-feeding brothers of yours do. And that's what makes you the luckiest man there is in the world.
Now how you figure that?
'Cause them two boys will be right by your side through thick and thin. And I don't mean any time you pull your guns or win a game of cards. I mean all of it. It may be uncomfortable, but you can talk to them. Let them know you're hurting inside. They may not be able to fix it, but they can listen. Sometimes that's all you need.
You know, if either of them heard you talking like this, they'd think you actually like them.
Well, if I'm being honest here, I do. Hell, I love all three of you boys like you as my own. Now, don't get me wrong. I meant what I said about Phil being a right pain in the ass. And fart. God help me. That boy is studying to be a half-wit. But they both have their talents, and they're both good men in their way.
Wow. I never thought I'd hear you say something nice about either of them.
I swear to the Almighty in heaven above, Francis, if you ever so much as hint to them goddamn brothers of yours that I ever uttered a kind word about them, it'll be cold beans for you till the day you die. And that's a promise.
Your secret's safe with me.
I thought so. Now, while we're waiting for your brothers to finish drinking up all my stock in their charade to find out who's been selling me out to the government, why don't you tell me all about Armadillo? I promise it'll ease your burden a bit.
Well, I suppose we got the time. You paid them folks of yours quite a bit, and Phil don't like leaving money on the table if he can help it. It started that morning we rode into Armadillo. Phil woke up again with a rock under his bedroll that Fart had put there. Anyway, he was griping and going on about to sleep.
Full house.
God damn it!
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. That's 3 hands in a row. I'm starting to think you're cheating.
That's your one warning, fella. You accuse anyone here of cheating again, you better prove it, or I'll shove my repeater straight up your ass and pull the trigger as fast as I can.
I can't believe it. If I'd stayed in, I would have had a straight. Damn it!
Always trust your instincts, Lyndon. Now, whose deal is it?
It's mine. Give me the card.
I'm so glad I left the game when I did, but I gotta tell you, Phil, you're a hell of a card player.
He ain't that good.
Willing to bet on that, Irene?
Shut up.
I'm getting you this time, Phil. I don't care how much I gotta bet. I'm winning this fucking hand.
I've heard that before.
Well, I'm keeping my eye on you. If you're cheating, I'm gonna catch you this time.
Calm down there, friend. You managed to stay at the table longer than any of your pals over there.
I'm kind of impressed on how you got old Smitty into going all in on a pair of twos.
Man makes his own choices, Irene. I didn't make him do anything.
Whatever you say, Phil. Whatever you say.
I do confess myself curious how you've managed to stay afloat this long, Chester. Everybody else played pretty conservatively in comparison. Most everyone left while they still had some of that cash Maggie gave out. You get some kind of bonus?
Are you trying to accuse me of something?
Oh, just making conversation, that's all.
Best to you, Lyndon.
I'll bet 2.
I'll see that and raise your 5.
I'm in.
Yeah, I think I'm sitting this one out. You ain't getting me again, Phil.
I'll raise. And just so we're clear, I ain't no thief.
Don't believe anyone called you one.
How many you want, Phil?
Give me 2, little brother.
3.
Chester?
I just need 1.
There you are. Dealer takes 2. All right. Let's see here.
Tell me, Chester, what is it you do for Maggie? You one of her special distillers or more of the guard sort? Or are you just one of her gophers?
If I understand it, Chester here's the one that gets some of the hard-to-get ingredients for Maggie's specialty blends. She's got them running all over the territories.
So a gopher then.
I am an acquisitions artist.
So a gopher.
I don't think you're very funny.
I'll bet 5.
I'll raise you 10.
Fuck it. I'm out. Fucking cards hate me or something.
I'm sure it ain't personal, Art.
Say, friend, there's one fine piece on your hip there. Is that a Colton, am I right?
That's right.
It is a beauty. How much did that run you for that fancy rattlesnake engraved on the handle? Can't have been cheap, work like that.
It belonged to my father.
Oh, well, I am sorry.
Sorry. Sorry for what?
Oh, sorry for your loss. I mean, father, he must have passed away pretty recent for you to be carrying his pistol. After all, that particular model is a rather new one. Not to mention how shiny and clean it is if I were a betting man.
And you are.
And I am. I'd say you never fired a single shot from that gorgeous piece.
I know Maggie pays pretty well, but I can't imagine her paying any of you folks enough to be able to afford a nice custom piece like that.
Whoa! Oh, now, hey, let's all be calm now. Calm down. Ain't no need for guns drawn.
The fuck there ain't. I ain't just gonna sit here and let you insult me like that. I ain't no thief. I ain't never stole anything from anyone, and I don't like anyone accusing me of such.
But you're a rat, ain't you, Chester?
Maggie.
I say we sussed out your mole, Maggie.
Of all the people who worked for me, you were the last one I would have guessed.
Mole? You think I'm a fucking mole?
As I understand it, Chester, regulators pay very handsomely for information that proves useful. Now, Fart here, as much as I'm loath to admit it, knows his weapons. And this is a really fancy piece of weaponry.
Maggie, you got it wrong.
There's only a small handful of people who knew where all my stills were. And of all of those people, only one has themselves a fine, fancy new pistol. Now, you're gonna tell me, Chester, how much? How fucking much?
10,000.
I hope they paid that all up front.
2,000 for each still I gave up. But Maggie, you gotta believe me. Them stills wasn't even producing much. You were barely using them.
And you think that justifies it?
Please, Maggie. I would never hurt you. I just need it.
Lord, I really hate to admit it, but you're right, Fart. This here's a real nice piece. Real nice.
Honestly, it looks a little weak to me. I doubt it could do much harm to a fella. Unless, of course, you shoot him right between the eyes of 5 paces.
Jesus.
I told you before not to mess with Miss Maggie.
Well, party's over. Anyone planning to travel south with me needs to finish packing. We leave at first light.
Whoa there. Well, there it is, Maggie. Your new home.
God damn it, Philip. The way you talked about it this whole fucking time, I thought it would be nicer than a goddamn outhouse next to a swamp. It's gonna take months to make this place livable.
And in that time, you can make arrangements with some of the riverboat companies, source your ingredients, and find interesting new places to hide your operations.
As always, you're right, Francis. Bless you, boy. What would I do without your wisdom?
For fuck's sake.
Come on, Maggie, let's get you settled.
It does my heart good to see you smile again. I know you're still hurt, but I hope maybe it's not as bad.
Well, I suppose that maybe you were right. Talking has helped. But I don't think I'm ever going to be right again.
I hope not.
What? Why?
My sweet, sweet boy. Sometimes you can be as dense as your good-for-nothing brothers. If you just went back to how you were before, then you didn't learn a goddamn thing. But don't go holding on to that pain and let it prevent you from finding happiness. Now, it's a great, big, wide world, and there are a lot of people in it. And if you meet someone again, don't give me that look. It's more likely than you think. If you do meet someone special, I don't want you following your no-good brother's examples and closing your heart off. You hear me? You find someone good and gentle and who loves you as fiercely as you love her.
I ain't gonna make any promises, Maggie.
I ain't asking you to. I'm just asking you to keep your option open. And if you ever get tired of traipsing about with them no-account shitheels you call brothers, well, you've got a place here. That goes for all three of you. Just don't go telling them that. I don't want them thinking I'm getting soft in my old age.
Now, don't you worry. Your secret's safe with me.
Better be. I've got this nice new pistol here that works quite good close up.
The Legend of the Brothers Floater, Episode 18, Rat Trap. Directed by Travis Box. Written and produced by James Robinson. Story by James Robinson. Characters created by James Robinson, Travis Box, and Danny Hedham. Music by Danny Hedham. Featuring the voice talents of Travis Box, James Robinson, Danny Hedham, Sheila Nordgren, CJ Sumner, Scott Sumner, Dave Scott, and Rurik Ulfhammer. The Legend of the Brothers Floater is a Not Another Podcast production.